Welcome back everyone. It's that time of year where I'm going to be uncovering my Musa Basjoos, my green bananas. I've been meaning to uncover them for a few weeks now. Finally we've got some sunshine and I'm able to uncover them. Although we do have a few frosty evenings coming up this week, but I'm not too concerned because next week's forecast looks quite good and doesn't seem to be any frosts. To be honest, it's pretty mild down here in the south, so I probably could have gotten away with not even protecting them this winter as it's been so mild. And I can tell that they've already started growing a little bit because they're a bit taller than what they were when I wrapped them up. So I'm going to go ahead and unwrap the bananas, and also my plan is to dig up this middle section of the lawn and plant a clump of bananas here, because this one is getting quite big for the border because it started producing pups. There's quite a few around the edge and they're getting quite big now. So I was going to put these in the middle of the lawn and then plant some other things around it, and then I think I'm going to move this one a bit further forward in this border. Also my gunnera has come back to life, which is quite something. It's looking quite good actually. So I created kind of my own compass using some bamboo sticks and some string, and I literally just marked out the centre of the lawn and then just dragged this round to create a perfect circle. And I don't know if it's going to pick it up on video, but you can see in the middle there's a faint circle, and that's where the bananas are going to be going, and that is around 50 centimetre kind of hole, so I'll have quite a big gap around the edge so I can plant some other things. I was hoping to plant my Colocasia esculenta at the front here, and then maybe some cannas and some grasses. I'm not quite sure yet. See what happens. And just an update on my tree fern. Still looking good. It's a little bit frost damaged, so you've got these brown bits on the fronds. I did take the straw out quite a few weeks ago just to air it out, but if you feel deep inside the crown you can feel the new fronds that are going to be emerging, and they should feel quite firm. If it feels mushy inside you might have a bit of rot going on, but it feels good. I'm quite happy about that. I can't wait to see the new growth from this tree fern. I only got it last year. And also this guy is looking really nice. This is a Schefflera taiwaniana. It's a hardy Schefflera. It looks really, really tropical. I love it. Again, I only got that last year and it's grown quite significantly since then. So I'm really, really pleased. I think I actually tied this one to the fence. Yeah, I did, because we had all those horrible winds, didn't we? So I did tie a lot of the plants to the fence to keep them safe. And then I'm also going to be tidying up the beds, getting rid of the straw, putting a nice layer of topsoil down. This banana here is the Musa sicumensis, which is the red tiger. That feels nice and firm, which is a great sign. Over here in this large barrel, if you look really carefully, you can see the cannas emerging. So I decided to just keep them all in the ground last year and mulch over them, because the year before I actually left some in the ground by mistake. Didn't mulch over them obviously because I didn't even realise they were there, and they all came back, so I thought, right, I'm just going to leave them all. This is looking really beautiful. And my mint is coming back to life. And also I just need to do a bit of pruning on the old passifloras and honeysuckle. I'm also going to be potting up this beautiful sago palm that I got in the sale recently. I'm going to be potting it up in a nice, well-draining mix with a bit of grit mixed in with it. And I'm going to put him in a pot on the patio. The camellias are providing a nice bit of colour in the garden at the moment. Really, really beautiful. Need to prune my variegated fatsia, spider's web. It's got a little bit of frost damage on it. When I first got this hydrangea seemanii, which is an evergreen climbing hydrangea, it was in really bad shape. It had chlorosis and some kind of fungal thing going on. It looked pretty awful, but I treated it and it's grown loads actually since last year. It's meant to be quite slow growing, but it's actually grown quite quickly and it's climbing up the fence. Although you can see that these new leaves are quite yellow, so I am going to be treating it again for chlorosis. This was a plant that I saw on Yorkshire Kris's channel. He's got a tropical gardening channel. He's amazing. I'll link his channel below for you actually. He recommended this hydrangea and that's how I even knew about it. It's not actually a very common hydrangea. You don't see it very often in the garden centres, so it was actually quite hard to find. I don't know if they're a bit more easily come by now, but last year they weren't that easy to find. The grass is looking quite hideous, but I'm going to be treating it and reseeding it all, so don't worry about that. What else have I got to show you? This honeysuckle's looking really nice. My cordylines are all doing really well, although I might strip some of the older leaves from the bottom just to tidy them up a bit. And this date palm here has produced some new growth, which is looking really lovely and green. And there's an old crunchy old bit here which I'm going to cut off. The red robin's looking really stunning. I found it quite amusing that one of my resident squirrels has hidden his walnut inside my palm. Oh, it feels like it's empty actually. I saw him carrying it along the fence and then he must have put it in there, which is quite funny. Bit of a random place to hide it. This cordyline's also looking really good. When I picked this up last year, it was looking a bit rough, to be honest. But again, I treated it for fungal issues and put it in a nice sheltered spot, and it's really taken off. It looks really good. No sign of the colocasia pink chinas just yet. It's not quite warm enough. I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful flowers from the callistemon. They'll be bright pink flowers, really, really gorgeous. My palm here is doing really well. Oh yes, and my T-Rex has come back to life. He's looking really good. Hopefully he's going to get absolutely massive this year. It was really tiny when I picked it up last year. It didn't really have any kind of trunk like it has now. I dug up these small tree ferns from the border because they were way too big for the border. I didn't realise that the fronds were going to get that big because the trunks were so small. I really didn't think that the fronds would get as big. So I might kind of grow those a bit and then sell them, or perhaps keep one of them, I'm not sure yet. The new fronds are feeling okay. I feel quite firm in the middle, but they look a little bit battered from the frosts that we had this year. I'm really excited to be able to uncover my bar in the next few weeks, because that's where I'm going to be having my birthday party this year, because everyone's in isolation. That's fine by me. Hopefully the weather will be nice. So that's about it. I'm just going to get on with uncovering the bananas, and then I need to start digging that hole and pot the sago palm. Looking good. So how many pups have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a big one at the back, 6 pups around this one. So this is the banana that I want to transport to the middle of the lawn. And I'm going to need to do this quite soon before it starts actively growing. This one's also looking really good. And this one has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pups. This one here actually wasn't covered at all, and it still feels firm, which is a really good sign. So as I said, they may not have even needed protecting this winter because it's been so mild, but for peace of mind I wanted to cover them to make sure that they were going to be all right. Once they get big enough, they won't need covering anyway. There's a lady around the corner who's got a big clump of bananas in her front garden, and they're all fine. She never covers them. This one here, the Bengal tiger, red tiger, I'm actually going to leave until next week, just because we do have a couple of frosty nights coming up this week, and this one is not quite as hardy as the Musa Basjoos. I'm sure it will be fine, but just in case, I'll leave him wrapped up. And I'm also going to just leave these 2 in the pots until next week as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim up and tidy up this fence here, this passiflora. I need to cut that back. I also just wanted to show you my caladiums I planted up a couple of weeks ago. I don't think they're really growing yet. There's a tiny little shoot there from that one. And I've also got my red Abyssinian banana, which I'll be planting outside probably in May once all the frosts have gone. And this is my Colocasia esculenta. Also, this won't be going out until May time as well. So I'll keep you posted on these guys. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're getting to spend some nice time out in your gardens at the moment and roll on the warmer weather because it's still quite nippy. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.